Hey students, this week we're going to cover chapter 2, which is the the chemical context of life. And so we will go through this chapter, and things that are really important in here are going to be like matter and that it consists of chemical elements. We're going to look at why elements and their properties depend upon the structure of that atom. We'll also cover chemical reactions, how bonds are made and broken, and how hydrogen bonding gives water the properties that help make life possible on Earth. I have a quick video that'll help be a great introduction into this chapter. And of course, you still need to read the chapter and do your assignments along with it.
Welcome to Moo Moo Math and Science. In this video, I'd like to talk about valence electrons and how you can use the periodic table to illustrate and diagram them. Let's get started. Atoms are made up of neutrons, protons, and electrons. The nucleus of an atom is made up of positive protons and neutrons, and electrons are found surrounding the nucleus in shells. These shells can be numbered either numerically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or with the letters K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q. So let me work a couple demonstrations, and these work for the atomic numbers 1 through 18. After this, there are other rules that apply, and it's not as straightforward. So let's get started with the element carbon. So step 1 is you can locate carbon on the periodic table, and you will notice that it is in the row or period number 2. So that tells you that it's going to have 2 shells. Next, you need to figure out the number of electrons that carbon has. Since it has 6 protons and has a neutral charge, it will have 6 electrons. Next, you begin to fill up the shells, starting from the lowest energy shell and working outward. Now, there's a couple rules for filling up the shells. For these examples, you will need to know that shell 1, or K, will hold 2. Shell 2, or L, will hold 8, up to 8. And 3, or M, will hold up to 8 also. So you always fill in the lower energy before the outer. So since carbon has 6 electrons, you will put 2 electrons in the first energy shell, and then you will put 4 in the second, and it looks like this. There's another way you can demonstrate called the Lewis dot structure, and that looks like this. And you basically just take the electrons in the outer shell, which are your valence electrons, and then write them around the symbol. And that's what this looks like. Let's work another example. Let's look at sulfur, because it kind of has a higher number, 16. Sulfur is in period 3, so I know it's going to have 3 shells. It has 16 electrons, because it has 16 protons. I will place 2 in the first shell. Remember, you always fill up the first shell and work out. 2 in the first, 8 in the second, and that leaves 6 left over. And you'll see they are in the outer shell, so you have 6 valence electrons. And then if you do a Lewis dot structure, it looks like this. So there we go, illustrating and using the periodic table for your valence electrons. Thanks for watching.